All right, so can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start with the UpsNet with the exam schedule or your midterm exam date. So your midterm exam will be at exactly March 21, so not March 22. So we'll start at exactly March 21. Okay, so that would be 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. only. Okay, so you can still have, or but the official date is March 21, but to those who will, probably won't be able to take your midterm exam at exactly March 21, so I can give you guys an extension until March 22. And then of course you have to give me a valid reason on why you wasn't able to take the midterm exam at that specific thing. Okay, so yeah, again, just do take note that not March 22, March 21 only. So we only have 1 day for your midterm exam. So I hope we're clear with this one. And of course, the coverage of your midterm exam will be from week 1 to week 3 or the module 1 and module 2 only. Okay, so we only have two modules, but they're quite a lot. So I want you guys to review those two modules. Okay, so yeah, those only. And then the next thing is now your question, probably, or probably clarifications or any concerns regarding with week 1 to week 3 or module 1 to module 2. Anyone who has a question or clarification? None? No questions
Wala po, sir.
or what's ano yan? Mr. Renato?
Mahirap po, sir.
Mahirap. What part?
Sir, yung truth tables.
Gawin nyo muna, my only advice with that one is do that one first on a, scratch paper or physical paper before doing or before filling out the answers on the Canvas questions. So if they are matching, if most of them are matching, then probably your answers are correct. But if they are not matching at all, like some are, mismatched, then probably some of your answers are incorrect. Okay, so there are some hints already, like you don't need to put everything. There are some hints, especially the, ano nga ba yung mga yan? Where are those little peoples? This one? Well, I cannot show this one to you guys, but let's see if most of you are already. So there were only like half of you are already done, and then some of you are not yet done. So I cannot show this one to you guys yet, since uh the due date of this one will be today, so they still have it. The others who wasn't able to answer this one yet, so they still have the chance to answer this one. Okay, so probably I can show you guys the answers if ever you need the answers for that specific quiz. Just let me know. Just PM me. Okay, then I can give you a screenshot of the answers. As long as the due date is already over. Like I can give it to you tomorrow. Okay, because the due date of this activities will be today. So yeah. Also, this is a reminder for those who haven't finished all the activities under module one and week 1 and 2. There's one right here. You only have until today. So make sure to finish everything before the day's end, before the end of the day. Okay. So the same with the case study improvement. What about week 3? Are you guys doing good with the module 2? Let me see. Some of you already done with this one. So it's like 1, Mr. Janry Enrique, and 2. So it's like 2 out of, I don't know, 30 students who have just finished this week. So anyway, you guys still have 1 week from now, well, actually 8 days from now, 1 week and 1 day from now for this given sequence. Okay, so even though we're already done with your midterm exam, let's say March 21, so you still have a day to finish the activities under this week number 3. So any other comments or probably clarifications regarding with specific, well, we can have a short discussion if it's needed, as long as tell me what part or what specific topic you need, or you want me to elaborate more, or you want me to explain more if I wasn't able to explain that one on the pre-made video. Anyone?
Sir, yung sa ano po, simplifying po ng ano, using the laws of logic, sir.
So can you remember what slide it is?
Or, like, ano po, may magbigay po kayo, sir, ng ano, more complex, tapos kung paano po siya, ano, i-step by step na, ano, i-figure out sa laws of logic po, sir.
So there is no like there is no definite process. Well, you can use everything that is applicable. Okay, that is the main term. So we can use idempotype as long as it's applicable. We can use commutative as long as it's applicable. As long as the process is valid, like the normal way of doing it, like PEMDAS, you have to use PEMDAS if it's necessary. You have to use the algebra 1, algebra 2, the things that you have learned on how to simplify, on how to distribute, how to multiply, and so on and so forth. So yun lang naman yung mga parang kailangan yung malaman. And then the rest, it's like freestyle. It's your way to figure out. Like for example, this one, you have to prove that the left side equation is equal to a right side equation. So under this example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps, right? For you to be able to prove that Q and R is really equal with this left side equation. So we were able to prove that one after 6 steps. But if you can find another process like 3 steps, then that's already it. As long as your solution is really valid, so you didn't do magic, something like that. Okay, so may I know which part you're confused? Because when it comes to examples, I guess these examples are complex enough, difficult enough for you to understand how to apply the laws of logic. Okay. So you can give me for example, maybe an equation that you want me to show to you, because I cannot come up right now. I cannot come up with a random equations on the left side and then another random equations on the right side. Okay. So if you want more complex examples, maybe you can search on the internet and then message me if you still cannot understand that part. But in here, so the yellow one is the steps that was made, or the process that was made under this step. So we apply distributed. Okay, from this they applied distributed, so it was now distributed to this part right here, and then this part right here, and then you will also see that this or became n because it already negated this part right here, or this character right here. Okay. And the same with this one. So after applying distributive, then it will become like this. So negative times negative is positive, and then negative times negative will become positive. And then apply negation. So just mention here that negation, because it negated those negative. Then after this, it applied associative. Okay. So from here, it applied associative, then it became like this, R and Q. So just look for that specific loss of logic on how did that happen. So associative is right here. So P or Q or R is equal to P or Q, and then I guess it's just the parentheses. Okay, so that's what means by associative. So same with distributive, commutative, idempotent. So if you don't know how was it done on this specific example, then you have to find that specific, loss of logic is commutative, associative, absorption here on the summary, or you can find it here also. Okay. Well, I guess they are just the same from number 1 to number 24, the same with this one. Okay, so we have how many examples? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, we have quite a lot of examples. So 4 examples. Then if you need more, then I guess we have the internet for that one. Okay. So I hope I was able to help you with the your confusions with the loss of logic. What about the others? Okay, so I guess it would be better if I will ask you guys one by one, because most probably this is already our last meeting before your midterm exam. I just want to check if you guys are really doing good with with my subject. I want to have an assurance that you guys will be able to pass my subject without a problem. So tomorrow we'll not be meeting anymore unless you guys have a lot of issues or concerns. Then we can meet tomorrow. But if you guys don't have a question right now, then of course we will not meet tomorrow for sure. But if you guys have a lot of issues right now and then need continuation until tomorrow, then of course we'll meet until tomorrow. But if we can, settle everything right now, then of course we'll not meet tomorrow anymore. And then next week, March 21, will be your midterm exam already. Okay. Our midterm exam will be on March 21. Jaya Luis Calitan. Okay. Hello, were you able to receive what I've said, Mr. Jaya? I said that he just direct message me, so you guys won't be able to see his message. Okay. All right, so let me ask you guys one by one. Mr. Alexi Damayan, hello, are you around?
Sir, ano yun?
So are you doing good with module 1, week 1 and 2, and week 3?
Medyo, sir, medyo lang.
Medyo lang. So do you have any questions or clarification so far?
I can manage.
Really? For real? Okay. So I guess that's good news to me, but I just want to let you know that I'm always here if you need help. You don't need to do it all by yourself. So I'm here as your instructor to help you. Okay. So if you need something, maybe not now, then just PM me. Okay. Hello, you still there? Anyway, let's move on to the next one, Miss Rihanna. Aliana, and then I don't know what's next. Rihanna Flores. Are you here right now? I guess she's not around. Anyway, Mr. Fardo.
Hello, sir.
Miss Rihanna, okay. Are you good so far with the module 1, module 2, or do you have any question from week 1 to week 3?
None so far, sir. Okay na po, sir.
Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, what about you, Mr. Fajardo, Christian J?
Sir, I'm fine, but I think I just need more practice on induction and loss of inference, rules of inference.
Rules of inferencing. Yeah, those are the topics that most of my students having taught. Anyway, if you need something, if you want to know something, probably tips and guides, just message me. Okay? Well, I guess instead of messaging me first, I guess it would be a lot better if you guys ask Google first. With that, would be a lot, it would be a lot faster, because in my case, of course, you need to message me and then you have to wait maybe a few hours or maybe a days before you'll receive my message. Okay. And the only time that you guys can maybe message me is the time that you cannot find any examples or resources regarding with that topic. Okay, so with that, maybe that is the time that I can give you more examples with that specific topic. Okay. Anyway, next one is Mr. Lazaro.
Sir, okay naman sir. Nahihirapan lang dun sa ano sir, sa truth tables.
Repeaters lang talaga. Okay, so again, maybe if you have a specific question in mind, then just ask me right away, okay? Next one, Bjorn Chrysler. Hold on.
Sir, nahihirapan po konti sa module 3.
Module 3 or module 2?
Week 3, sir. Sa week 3, module 2.
Language of mathematics. So,
Sir, nalilito lang ako sa paggamit ng mga epsilon, gano'n.
what part of topic is that?
So, dyan sa may relations.
Here?
So, relations. Well, relations.
Because if you guys are going to ask me, I in my case, I guess module 1 is a lot harder, especially the inferencing, maybe loss of logic in some cases. It's hard to prove that this one is really equal with this right side equation. But well, we have our own understanding. Relations, linear intersection, disjoint.
Dyan, sir, disjoints po ako nalilito.
Dito?
Yung everything, yeah, sir, from there and below, sir, nalilito po ako konti.
Hindi kaya mahanap yung relations na ito ba? Or hindi?
Sir, there. Yes, sir, yes, sir.
This one.
Yes, sir.
Hindi, kwan lang mga to, it's just proving that this formula is really equal to this one. On how did they come up with this not A union not B. Okay, they just prove that they are really equal with each other. And this one now is Cartesian. Well, I guess most of the topics, let's say 90% of the topics under module 2 came from Math 100 topics actually. So, well, anyway, so if you have a specific question in mind, like for example, slide 45, could you please elaborate that example? How did it become like this, and so on and so forth? Okay, so do you have that kind of question in your mind right now, which I can help you?
None yet, sir. I'm still trying to watch some videos about it. So if I ever encounter the problem, sir, I'll just ask you, sir.
Okay. Anyway, you still have a week from now, since it's still the start of the week 3. Ipatapos pa lang naman yung week 2. So most of you are still, starting in how to do or how to answer those activities under week. All right. So anyway, let's
Thank you,
move
sir.
to the next one. Okay. Welcome, Mr. Ramos.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions so far?
None naman po, sir. Ano lang, practice po sa induction tsaka inference, sir.
Okay. What about you, Miss Sherry Lynn Benito?
Sir, wala po. Sa may laws of logic lang po nalilito medyo.
Okay, I have a question. So why did you, or why you didn't push through your completion?
Na ano na po ako sir dun sa yung sa part na sinend yung hindi ko na lang po sinagutan kasi medyo naging busy na din po yung schedule.
Kasi sayang. Actually, ngayon ko lang naalala. Sabi ko, Miss Sherilyn Benito, pinag-completion ko to. Sabi ko, hindi naman na nag-reply. Anyway, okay, so I hope you'll be able to recall everything, and then you'll be able to understand more of the topics or my ways of teaching. So if you need something, if if you have a questions, I'm just here. Just message me on my Canvas or my Facebook. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
What about you, Mr. Justin Cabote?
Sir.
Do you have any questions so far or
Wala naman,
concerns?
sir. Wala naman po, sir.
Wala naman.
Yes, sir.
All right then. Next one, Mr. Craig or Craig Pekdasan.
Sir.
Any questions so far or clarification?
Yung rules of logic lang talaga, sir. Nahihirapan pa ako dun, sir. Tapos hindi ko pa nasisimulan yung module 2.
So, well, you guys have to ask Miss Sherilyn Benito before. It's a lot harder because it's not open notes. And like right now, everything is now a lot easier since it's open notes. They have your internet. Well, I guess you guys just need maybe more time probably. Just familiarize, do not memorize since it's already open notes. So that is my only advice. Okay. Do not memorize those formulas, just familiarize. If you need that formula, just recheck that formula. Okay.
Sige po, sir. Thanks po, sir.
For loss of logic, so I remember, yeah, it's 24 rules, 24 loss of logic formulas, and then they have to memorize everything. Like right now, it's a lot easier. Okay, anyway, Mr. Jeremy Doyog. All right, so any question or clarification so far? Okay, none. What about you, Mr. Jerome de Guzman?
Sir, all
Yeah.
goods naman po.
All goods.
No question naman.
Alright. Okay, what about you, Mr. Renato Junior Guerrero?
Wala po, sir.
Okay. All right then. Okay, what about you, Mr. Gio Luis Calicdan? All right, so okay naman po. Direct message. What about you, Mr. Cedric Padonga?
None, sir. Okay lang.
All right. What about you, Mr. Balboa Franz Pence?
Hello, sir. Doon po sa rules of inference, hindi ko po ma-gets yung rules of inference.
What slide or what part of module 1 is that? Module 1, part 3, I guess. All right. Okay, so can you pinpoint which part or everything in friends?
Pardon, sir, ulit.
Can you pinpoint which part or what example you're confused with rules of inference?
Actually, lahat, sir.
Okay, that
Opo.
would be difficult to Anyway, okay, so let's have a short discussion regarding with this one. So honestly, rules of inferencing, it's to prove the theorem that this one is equal with this equation right here, or this q right here. So we can reduce this one into this smaller function of a statement. Okay, so let's say from 5, 5, 6, 7 characters into 1 or into 2. Okay, that is called inferencing. So this one right here, let's say P and P conditional Q came from this left side right here. Okay, so and if it said n, then just put it on the other, on the second call this one second row. This is our first row, and then this is our second row. Okay, so that is why we have P at the first row, and then P conditional Q on our second row. So that's because of this end right here. Okay, and then if it, once you've saw this one, this conditional, that is mean like it's like having a mathematical addition or subtraction. So it's just that in here it doesn't have a mathematical operation. So just make an equal, like an equal ano what do you call it, one parang over. Okay, so it's like saying that this one is equal to the Q. Okay, so if you guys are going to take a look on this one, P and then P as conditional Q, it's like you assume that everything is true for now. Okay, so P is true, and then of course P is true also, and then Q is true. So if true is conditional to true, if you're going to evaluate this one on the conditional rules of conditional, true to true is equal to true. So we could assume that P is the same with Q. Okay, well, we can have two answers with this one. You can just say P or just simply Q. Okay, but in here it's just that we have to conclude that P is the same with Q written as Q. So that is for the main reason behind this inferencing. So we have a lot of forms of inferencing. We have identity, we have conjunction, and then conjunctive, and so on and so forth. So let's start with identity first. So again, everything that in here is true. So of course P is already true, then nothing will change. Then P is of course already true. So just put here true, okay, because it's always true. Okay, so the same with this one, Q is always true, so just put here Q. But in here, negated R is mentioned to be as true, then you have to copy as it is. Okay, because we assume that this entire statement, this negated R, is true as it is. So just conclude that it's negated R, unless there is another, let's say, a component here that will make this one as false. So there are some cases like that. But later on we'll have that example. But for now, that's it for the identity. Okay, and then we also have conjunction. Again, this P right here is just one character, and then why we have this another character right here in the second row, because of that N. Okay, so there is no operator like and or conditional negation. So just write it as it is. So P is true, Q is true, so just write it as it is. So P and Q. So were you able to follow on why do we have this P and Q right here, coming from this hypothesis and premises?
Sir.
Okay, so again, going back here, this why this P conditional Q is on the second row is because of this N. So the same with this one, because of that N. Okay, so you can just write it P and Q. And then we have conjunctive simplification. So going back again to the rules of, or the truth tables of N. So true and true is true. So you can actually answer here P or Q. Out of those two, they are just the same. So that is why we have two results right here. So it could be P only, or it could be Q only. Okay, so are we clear so far with this one, conjunctive simplification?
Yes, sir.
It's good. And we also have disjunction. So in here, P or Q. Okay, so in this junction, so it's now the other way around. So if we have, let's say, a false statement, then you have to write that one. Okay, so I guess this one is not that clear, but there should be an or Q right here, because it's like in magic where this Q came from. Okay, or where this or came from. Anyway, so let's just say that there is a false character right here, or false a component, which makes one as the false component, okay, P or Q. Well, out of those two, as long as there is one false component, if you're using or, it will become false already. Okay, and then disjunctive syllogism. So P or Q. Okay, So in here, we don't have values for this one yet. Where is my snipping? Snipping tool. Ayaw ma-paste. Ayan. So again, in here, we assume that everything in here is true. This is true or true, and then this one is also true as it is. This is negated p. So we don't, we don't care why it's negated p. Okay. So first we have true and true. Of course, it's already true as it is. Again, you can answer p or q only. But in here, it's just like we have another component where it says here that we've concluded that from this p or q, this p is actually false. Okay, so it was proven that this is also true. Okay, coming from this second row. So again, if you're going to apply this one, or if you're going to imply this one, so this now will become false or true. Okay, so again, if it's already false, then we can just answer either of those two. It could be q, or I mean my bad. So we have to remove the false one rather. Okay, so not either of those. So you have to remove the false ones, because we assume that everything is true. So if p is already proven as false, then the remaining true is q, then you have to answer q. Okay, so that is why we have concluded that this one is concluded as q only, because this is the only true remaining statement on this premises and then hypothesis. So the same with this one. So it is now the other way around. The one that is proven. So again, of course, initially this one is true, and this one is true also. Okay, but it was proven that this q is actually false. Okay, coming from this second row, because negated q. So this one now will become false. So the only remaining true is p. So that is why we have here concluded as this one as the remaining true, which is p. Okay, so were you guys able to follow so far? All of you, not just Mr. Balboa, on why we have this q and then p right here coming from those hypotheses and premises. Hello. What are your comments? Are you guys able to understand?
Processing, sir.
Processing. Okay. Well, I guess the only keyword that can help you with inferencing is you have to assume that everything is true, and then if there is this one component that made or that will make this previous component false, then it will be eliminated. Okay, and then we have to retain everything that is true, because in inferencing we assume everything that everything is always true. Okay, to prove that term means to show that the implication is a tautology. So again, in tautology, there is no false statement, or there is no false result. Okay, so that is why we have to say that this one is true, this one is true, this one is true. Okay, the only thing that will make it false is because of those negation. Okay. Anyway, so how many minutes do we have more?